Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz, filling in for Robert Osborne all week while he is on spring break. I like to imagine Robert spending spring break in Fort Lauderdale, maybe, getting a tattoo. But odds are he's probably home in New York, seeing as many Broadway shows as he can. That's where the smart money is. While he's gone, we thought we'd program films about spring break and invite an expert on the subject to help introduce him. My guest is Tom Lisanti, who has written several books about films of the 1960s and runs the website 60cinema.com. Tom, welcome back.
Thanks. Nice to be back, Ben.
The next film we have about spring break is called Beach Ball, released in 1965. It features some of the best musical acts around, the Supremes, the Four Seasons, the Righteous Brothers, just to name a few. The music is the big selling point of this film, isn't it, Tom?
Yes, and if you ever get a chance to see the trailer, the rock acts dominate the trailer, and they eventually get in Ed Byrnes and Chris Noel, the two stars, at the end.
This is definitely a knockoff of the Frankie and Annette beach party movies, and you think a pretty good one.
Yes, it kind of reminds me of Beach Blank and Bingo. They throw in everything from the beach scenes, there's surfing, there's a little drag racing, a little skydiving, but it's all done, well done, and the cast is really, really good. And
Ed Byrnes and Chris Noel, they were recognizable stars of this genre of films, but they weren't big names. It seems that the blueprint being followed here is attractive kids on the beach, but the real selling point is that we're going to show a lot of these attractive kids and we're going to have great music. The stars maybe could have been interchangeable.
Yes, Ed Byrnes, was famous for 77 Sunset Strip, but he was pushing 30, and everyone realized he was a little too old to be playing a beach boy. Chris Noel was an up-and-coming actress. She starred with Elvis in Girl Happy, and she was very popular at the time and looks great, and looks actually like a beach girl.
She does look like a beach girl. Yeah. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's definitely beautiful.
Was it difficult to get, because as these bands here in the mid-60s, these bands were already established. Was it seen as a good thing to be in these movies, or was there some bands that thought it might diminish their stature to appear in these movies? Actually,
when this movie was shot in '64, it was before the Supremes really hit it big. So Bart Patton, who I interviewed for my book, Hollywood Surf and Beach Movies,
he produced the film.
He produced it. Said they really lucked out with the Supremes. When by the time they went to release the movie, their billing went from at the bottom of the rock acts right to the top, ahead of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons and the Righteous Brothers. Yeah, for the more established ones, it was good to to connect with the teenage audience, and for bands that weren't popular, it was a good way to be introduced to them.
All right, let's watch it. Here's the film featuring some great music, a TCM premiere, Beach Ball from 1965.